I don't know what forZe are doing right now. This is a really weird draft. I don't know. Like, maybe I'm being too critical, but this Earthshaker just seems to not really do anything against the heroes which aggressive mode have picked, you know? Like, they've got Batrider, who is like a great hero versus Earthshaker. You know, he just jumped over his Fisher, no problems about it, really. Doesn't really stop him doing what he wants. I mean, yeah, he got long range stun, but it's not that bad. But like, Enchantress can just bully Earthshaker as well. And they just take Rubik, and it's like a pretty sick Rubik game. I feel like he can just do what the Vengeance Earthshaker plan on doing, but better. I don't know.
The main thing is, forZe, I think they use their double pick to deal with one hero, and now they have to still have a complete draft, right? You can't continue trying to look at aggressive mode heroes and find reasons. Like, they ban out the Morphling and then instantly pick the Shaker, right? So they already have a firm understanding they wanted Shaker. It's about completing the overall look. And I like the idea of, okay, let's forget about lanes for now. Let's move towards a better overall finishing point in our draft. We have last pick. Let's round out our heroes, and then let's use this last pick to get a good hero. The only issue to that is aggressive mode, they pick up this Void, and now you've got Lifesteal of the Void, Puck, Earthshaker, Venge. All of these heroes don't like playing into Void in reality. Venge technically likes the swap mechanic from it. Obviously, you can save the hero, but overall, it is spooky. But again, the flip side, if you were to look at it another way, is you have Puck who can always deal with the Void early on. Void needs to itemize to deal with the Puck. Lifesteal, if he has a good lane, he now has the bomb through maybe an early Blink Dagger on Shaker, maybe the early Blink Dagger on Puck. Like, you have the ability to go aggressive, to play into them. You're always going to have damage output from the Lifestealer that he does lack due to the minus armor from the Vengeful Spirit. There are pairings within this draft. The only issue is it does look a little bit slow in terms of if the Batrider, the Ench, these laning dominant heroes, they come online and have a good laning phase, it's going to be hard for forZe to find their footing within the game due to that non-stop aggression that this dire lineup can put out. Especially with this last pick, Kunkka banned out from forZe, getting rid of that kind of fix my draft hero that aggressive mode had to use last game. And I think this game, they're in the same position. Maybe they go for
10 seconds.
Lina could be okay, or they could go for TeaGuvnor, Nature's Prophet. Okay, they're going all out. I think this indicates a Batrider mid, and most likely the Skylark offlane Furion.
Yeah. I mean, that's something which Skylark's run before for sure. And I definitely don't think you want to tear Lil away from Enchantress. I think you put Lil on Enchantress.
You know what I really like, actually?
What's that?
Sorry, Furion core here. I really like the idea of like a cheeky little nature's mid. As long as, okay, to be clear, this is depending on their last pick, right? But
of course,
the idea, it's a high tempo setter. You play into your side lanes, you're always active. forZe's lineup, it's good in the team fight moving post laning phase, but in laning phase, it's a very slow, clunky lineup. It doesn't move very well. You can punish that with the hyper mobility of the Furion. So I think maybe putting into more of a farm oriented role is critical.
Can forZe Meepo here? It changed the game a lot, but yeah, I think
they can. But I think the primary concern you have there is they could easily put the Batrider mid that can then punish the Meepo, force the Meepo to go jungle. Then you have the Furion that can secure side lane. Ench and Furion can both play aggressive into the Meepo. You could maybe stunt there early the simplicity of that Meepo farm, but it's on the table for sure. I'd like to see them just pick more of a default hero, honestly. Just a generic mid lane that can just round out their draft. Nothing too spicy.
Yeah, or you could think about something in the off lane, put the Puck mid, and think about something which can deal with the Void a little bit better than the Puck would. Let's see. It's going to be the Meepo. Alright. Feeling good about myself for that one.
Yeah, well done, mate. Well done.
Chalk that one up.
It is a nice pick for sure. Like, it deals with the Void. It deals with the main thing here. Okay, so is it off lane? Yeah, so is the mid Batrider off lane Nature's Prophet? Sure. So I think overall it's a nice Meepo pick, but the fear factor is simply if the Batrider gets that good start and gets an early kill on Meepo and force him to the jungle, you have that ability to move the Ench in. You have the ability for the Nature's Prophet to TP in. So it might, as long as they play it correctly, it might be difficult for forZe to find farm on said Meepo. But I guess the rebuttal to that would be, if they're putting so much pressure into the jungle, into finding this Meepo, Lifestealer should have some free farm. Puck should have free farm. So I think overall, this Meepo rounds out their draft. It makes aggressive mode think heavily towards one aspect, and it could either win aggressive mode the game if they execute really cleanly, or it could lose in the game if they overcommit, get punished once or twice, and then it opens up the map for forZe.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think it's probably. I mean, obviously, I wanted to see the Meepo. I called for it. I wanted it there.
Yeah.
And
Flex.
I think it does give them the good ability to kind of take the game into their hands and kind of make a statement and be the ones in control this time. Because I feel like if you go for something too bread and butter in your middle lane, they might just end up playing aggressive mode's game because they just simply did not feel like they could, had the control last game and they could fall into the same pace again. So I like this. It kind of forces them to be the commanding team. So yeah, let's see if they can pull out of the bag. forZe looking for a Meepo pick in game number 2 against aggressive mode. Meanwhile, the Faceless Void are going to try and be the brick wall to this aggressive pick.
Do you feel like casters should be able to chat well and tip, but not to the team, but to themselves? So you can tip players and people, but it doesn't show up on the player's perspective.
Maybe the co-caster should be able to. Yeah, I
okay.
guess whoever's not observing should be able to. Sure. Be a bit annoying for everyone to see a chat wheel pop up or something. As kind of like, which one do I want to throw out here? But probably not though. I think it's it's a novel idea because it's between the players. It's
Yeah, I know. It was one of those.
Right.
You have to do a Kappa suggestion. I
Okay.
do my daily
you?
Kappa
Okay.
suggestion.
All right. Well, glad we've got it out of the way for today then.
Thank you. I was worried. I was bottling it up and I was ready. Or maybe casters get to use player lines, so you record players saying stuff, and they only appear in the games that they're in. Oh, okay. All right, I'll stop.
It's all right. It's just a little downtime before the rune spawn. Got to find something to talk about, and yeah. Guess what, guys? It's gonna be 2 for 2 on the runes. I know it's gonna blow you
No
away.
way.
I know. Pretty mad. Oh yeah, what are they putting? Are they putting the Bat versus Meepo? They are.
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
Of course. Batrider should do work, but instead they are actually putting the Meepo safe lane and the lifestealer mid.
Lifestealer. Go on the. This is some galaxy brain shit coming out from both teams here. Counter mid. Lifestealer versus Batrider in the middle lane. Classic matchup. Who takes this one, T?
I think the lifestealer will struggle early on. I think even though you have points in Rage, he doesn't actually have it right now.
Yeah.
So the first wave will be very much Batrider favored. And I think eventually, Rage is on an 18-second cooldown, so you're gonna struggle to match up against a very low cooldown napalm spam. You use Rage, it expires, you're still gonna have at least 3 to 4 napalms before your next Rage is back up.
Yeah.
So a very interesting matchup to say the least.
For sure. 90 teams come to me like, what is this place? This is a weird looking safe lane.
Man,
used
is
to
it a
this.
river? What's a river? My feet are wet. What do I do?
Confusing.
Yeah, the lifestealer is currently getting shafted right now in terms of just getting pressured off these creeps, but he does have the wand, so
Yeah, he's got a full wand. He's doing all right actually on the old CS front. With the creeps pushing under his tower as well, he's going to be able to maybe get himself a bit of an advantage here even. So we'll keep an eye on things. Meanwhile, Gibkey down the bottom lane on the Meepo, but top lane the pressure is coming out onto Naive and Spartan as well. As Chew is looking for a Fissure block to see if they can set up something here, but I don't think they will go for anything under a tower. It's a bit much at this stage.
It's not be too crazy now.
Keep our hats on.
My
Yeah, Gibkey
point's
at bottom,
firmly on.
safe lane Meepo.
Yeah, it's been run a couple times. Safe lane Meepo is perfectly fine. It's a little bit more spooky in terms of if they have an aggressive lane, but they have Fury and Rubik. They can right click you a lot, annoy you, but overall I think Meepo should have a decent enough time. Nothing too crazy.
He's just hanging, chilling, using that poof when he needs to. And of course, Vanscore trying to keep his face out of the lane as much as possible to make sure he can get the pulls and the Meepo can get the XP. Very important you do that when you're laning with a Meepo because, even though he is a safe laner, you still want him to get that precious solo XP so that he can continue to be a hero. Mana regeneration increased by 0.0. Ring of Basilius aura. Cool.
Top lane, Spartan currently getting dove a little bit. Doesn't actually have any additional regen.
Bash onto BZZ.
Bash is coming
Hello. The Spartan tries to turn around. A beautiful dodge from BZZ though, and he turns around and gets himself the kill. That was That was beautiful. And now they're actually looking to continue putting pressure onto the Void here. But yeah, what a nice first blood from forZe in the top lane.
Clean.
Clean indeedy.
But now you can see with this mid-life stealer, he doesn't feel any pressure now. Now he's level 4, got a couple more points in Feast. That wand early on, like he's always going to have HP. I think right now this is probably the best kill potential you have. But again, it's like even if you go onto him, he open wounds, you're never going to be able to get on top of him anymore. So very much life stealer in his element.
Oh, he's already popped the magic one, so Lifesteal doesn't have any health regen, so can't really offer a kill throw onto the Batrider here. But just continue to survive and thrive in the middle lane, really. As he's currently 12 and 5 to
survive
the 15 and 3, but with creeps pushing in, that's going to level out shortly as well. So yeah, good lane so far for forZe. They look over towards Lil, but unable to do much against him. Stun comes out, but the Meepo's not in the position to throw the net, and he wants to come and grab these all-important little creeps down in the lane. But he's going to have to send someone over to... yeah, he needs to save Vonscore a little bit here. They might be able to turn on to Lil if they've got the damage. The stun comes out. Gibkey's over. He's got the nets. He's got the boots, but Vonscore already dead to the Fade Bolt, but Gibkey will finish the kill here. So they trade. And I think that's a pretty advantageous trade for forZe because, of course, Meepo's there for the solo XP. Meanwhile, at the top, BZT does go down this time. Yeah, they managed to grab him.
Man, these golems are just so good.
They've been making a lot of appearances today, haven't they?
Doing work, honestly. I think a really key thing to note, though, is when this Furion gets to like level 6, you have to ask yourself the question, how does forZe actually defend a tower? You got Puck that can push out waves, but Meepo doesn't want to stand in front of a tower. Shaker and Venge don't really do anything. They can maybe throw out a wave of terror or a fissure, but if this Furion plays aggressive, moving from lane to lane, pressuring towers with his team,
bottom lane, we have trouble for Skylark. They've got the net, they've got the poof for those nice trees, splitting them up. Do they have the damage? Oh, just so about. Close. Gibby comes in, gives him the shovel to the face, and that's one dead Skylark.
Not one, but 2 shovels. That is 2 shovels to the face.
Yeah, that would hurt. That would at least give you concussion. Meanwhile, the mid lane, Sunlight, he's being chased down by 19T. 19T trying to finish the job. Hipper can't quite get it. Sunlight did manage to mango up and throw out that flame break to keep the last team. Oh, Gibkey, hello, with the rotations, finds a Batrider. He was just there for a bounty rune, and all of a sudden he finds himself a bounty rune and a bat. Sick.
And then VanScore coming with that clutch tip, really making sure that his little Gibkey knows that Papa VanScore is proud of his play.
Yeah. Well done, son. I think VanScore's a very stern leader, you know. He never nice to his players, and then when you get that tip, it just means, like, you know, it means the world.
He's so proud.
It's like when
he
your
never says anything
father,
nice.
Yeah, when your alcoholic father finally said something nice to you after all years of abuse. Well, when he comes home, yeah. You finally came back from your cigarette break.
But you're the milkman, Daddy. Oh, no.
Meanwhile, over towards the middle lane, these guys are just brawling. I love this lane. It's very entertaining. He's going to get inside the catapult in order to dodge. Go on, go for some CS with the catapult. That's what we want to see. Oh yeah, spin it, baby. Show off those rims.
How fat are they? What's the decal on them? Actually, I'm not even going to try and do any car speak. I have no idea about cars.
He's got them chrome rims with the alloy plating. Sick.
Damn.
Look at them spin, baby. Diamond cut.
I do love my diamond cut car rims. That's what you do when you win TI.
Yeah. Gotta ask them, do you have diamond cut rims?
Well, no, we've not won TI.
No, we're Dota players. Spun in some trouble under the tower. BZT trying to commit hit, but he is taking a lot of damage to the tower. He's jumped in, but it finally gets finished off by a Fisher from Chu. But BZT does give his life for that one. Not entirely sure if that's actually worth. Meanwhile, Chu is able to skip himself away. Gay as the day is long.
Meepo, 3,300 net worth right now. He's pretty much having an uncontested start to the game simply due to the fact it's a Furion Rubik lane. If there was any stun, any kind of pressuring offlaner, then yes, you can. But Meepo naturally has that lifesteal in ransack, so this chip damage from a double range combo doesn't really do enough. This does play into forZe's kind of need for a hero to have active nature in the game because Puck, Lifesteal, and Shaker, they can't really do much right now.
That's the thing I was talking about before, you know, the Fisher, just very underwhelming versus Batrider. He's like, oh, cool, you gave me a wall for me to get over and escape. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Looking at the quick buy Meepo, he's giving us nothing to go off. So could be a Blink, could be an E-Blade, could be another Wraith Band. We don't know. I would like to see a Blink Dagger though at some within his first couple items, just to really force that early aggression that he can provide.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. It can be frustrating when you get a Meepo game and he doesn't build Blink and no one in his team can find the initiation for him, and then you kind of just stuck in this awkward situation. Meanwhile, Vanscore thought he was going for a gank here, but Gibkey's completely fucking bailed on him. He's just like, see you later, Vanscore. Nice Fisher though. Looks like Chu will be able to save the day at the very least.
There comes the value of the Shaker. Just save from afar. No need to really commit too much. And yeah, it's a slow, progressive start. I think I really want to see this Furin be a little bit more active on this map. Maybe move towards the towers. I mentioned this before. They don't have a lot of lane push if you can set up at the tower. So be quick, be agile, like they're doing bottom. Bring numbers. It's critical.
Oh, and there we go. Meepo finds his neutral item, the one he's been looking for all game. The big stats. He gets that Iron Brunch. I like the way he picked up the... Oh, they found Vanscore here, actually, with the trees. Nicely... Excuse me. Nicely placed from Skylark to hunt down the Venge, and now they continue the chase. I think she's just out of... Oh, no, she comes into the view in the very last second and tanks the full damage of the Wrath of Nature. And that's going to be a kill going the way of Spartan.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming out from that Nature's Prophet, of course, and yeah, this is what I like to see. I like to see this early group up. They can't really do anything. The flip side to this will be Puck will be able to freely farm top. Chu, the Earthshaker, will always be able to freely farm as well. Like, there's a lot more being made from the map right now from forZe, but you're able to take objectives, able to take tower control, and at least that means you can slowly start chipping away at the jungle, maybe get a deeper hold, and at that point, that's when you can apply true pressure. Like, Lifestealer, he's really not going to do much right until later on in the game. He's only got like 2 components of his armlet, maybe drifting like towards a 14-15 minute deso if the game goes well, but at this rate, he doesn't really provide much. I want to see aggressive mode punish that.
Yeah, definitely feeling a bit toothless so far. But of course, they've got the Meepo, who is still a bit of a threat in this early game. He can still do a lot of damage with the max level poof, so gotta respect that at the same time. But yeah, I don't know. I'd definitely like to see aggressive mode make some smoke ganks early on for sure, before you reach these scary timings.
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be such a very scary timing, which will be Earthshaker Blink, 1200 gold away. Puck Blink. Oh, Puck going straight Vlad's actually. Ooh, they're going for a very early timing then, which will be Earthshaker Blink with Meepo Blink plus a Puck Vlad's. That's going to be a scary death ball.
Talking about death balls, there's a lot of heroes in the middle lane right now as they bring in everybody on the side of aggressive mode. They're looking for Vanscore because he's got a precious Kinder Egg surprise, and just like a Kinder Egg, the toy comes popping out the other side. Vanscore, though, he is going to get dropped. Lil dying as well on this engagement, though, and a Chronosphere is going to put a stop to everybody, mostly on his own team, but more importantly, onto that Lifestealer, but it's actually put the Skylark in a very dangerous position. He gets picked off by Gibkey, and the Lifestealer is unable to be brought down here, so not a good Chronosphere at all. Meanwhile, Lil trying to turn around to BZZ, but BZZ gets himself out okay, and that will put an end to that engagement in the middle lane, which doesn't really look too great for aggressive mode, to be honest with you. Even buy back on Lil.
Yeah, it's that early, like the early chrono with no true damage source for the chrono itself. Like, you've only got level 1 Impedus and your entry is at position 5, which means, of course, you're going to be that explosive with damage. Batrider, sure, he had Firefly, but it was already expiring as the chrono came in. And other than that, your Furion, it's very underwhelming. So I think overall, conceptually, good idea, but in practice, doesn't really work out when you're trying for these big chronos at the start of the game. You need a couple items for the chrono to really have full effect.
Yeah, or someone that can throw damage into the Chronosphere, which unfortunately everybody who could do damage into the Chronosphere was in here.
Also in the Chronosphere, correct.
Yes.
Very true.
It was a team chrono, you know. Let's get in here, boys. We need to stop time for a bit, get our feelings out the way, really appreciate one another. 19 team, meanwhile, he's just going for a bit of a journey into the enemy side of the jungle, you know. 1 versus 4, no biggie. Aggressive mode, though, they're scared. They are a team which has been struck down and are afraid to go for anything, even when it's dangling right in the front of their faces. So,
oh, Meepo just completed the Eagle Song. Gonna be looking towards a 14 to 15 minute E-Blade. Very spooky, especially in this game with the Chrono. If his main Meepo's at the back of the fight, he can always E-Blade the one that gets Chrono potentially. Additionally, saving his team. I think Lifestealer, you can see by the way he's playing up in front, even though he
Here
might
they
get
go,
picked off
smoke
here by the
gank,
lasso.
yeah, they should get this guy, surely.
Yep,
4
there
heroes
it is.
surrounding him, Fisher from 2, not enough to save the day.
A perfect 90-degree angle of fissure. If excellent work from both Rubik and Shaker.
Yeah, looking very good, a nice L. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
tower stops.
But this is the thing, right? The play style of forZe will be this. Obviously, he just got picked off from a smoke, but when they want to play aggressive, Lifestealer will just run in front. He's going to tank these spells, he doesn't care. Because he knows if he's getting lassoed, if he's getting chronoed, especially with Armlet, that additional armor, the Rage, his Meeper's going to have a free game, his Pot's going to have a free game. So I think I like the potential playstyle coming out from forZe within the next 3 to 4 minutes, I believe. Right now, it should be a little bit slow, but around the 17-minute mark, we're going to see aggression, smokes. Maybe even right now, you see them grouping up on the minimap, looking for a smoke.
Yep. They don't care that they don't have their Ublade just yet. forZe want some action. They want to find some kills. They have a Vlads. They have a good idea.
They're playing it for the fact there's no lasso, and they're hoping that they still don't do damage in the chrono.
Yep, and that's the kill they're going for. They choose to grab Lil. They can turn this into a tower very clean. I like that. And let's see if they
Illusion
can
from
follow
Meepo.
through on it. There's actually a long time before the creeps are going to spawn, but 19 teams just like, screw it. I can do it by myself. I don't need no creeps.
Don't worry, chaps, I'm on it.
A strong,
much what he's saying,
independent
boys.
lifestealer. Doesn't need anyone to help him out, but Scar's going to come over, start tickling this pickle a little bit. Say, hey man, don't take my tower. 19's like, no, don't care. I'm going to take it anyway. Here I come. This guy's like, oh, okay then. Can't actually do anything about it.
He's
so,
called 19 team for a reason.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll get the deny. No, okay. Just going to click you a bit.
Instant
like,
Roshan,
alright.
utilizing the Vlads,
Now,
the Avenger, or the
meanwhile,
Meepo.
the
Very
tier 1
good call.
tower was just it wasn't
Greatest
real
of
at all.
debates.
Absolutely.
It-
The
This is
real
going to accelerate a
Roshan.
lot of their timings, getting that additional Roshan gold, the tier 1 tower. Lifesteal is now one component into Deso. Earthshaker's about to complete Blink Dagger, 200 gold away. Puck, way on the way to Blink Dagger as well. So this is, as we spoke about this in draft, it was aggressive mode was all about the bat pick, had to have a good lane, had to play off the laning phase aggression into early control of the map with the Furion. This just hasn't happened. The lane swap from forwards, enabling this Lifestealer to have good time. It's
Call
put them
it
in such a good position.
On
Parimatch getting picked off.
VZZ from the trees.
Maybe.
Oh,
Ooh, okay.
yeah, he's
Very
running.
nice.
He's running. He lives. Ooh, very close though, but they did have the Chronosphere to back him up if really needs be, so they get himself away. Oh, Meepo finds himself in a Ring of Aquila, finding all the best neutral amp for himself this game. And, oh, Pupil's Gift as well. Oh, very chill. Okay. I think that was actually the last year that dropped that for him, so... Fine. Okay. Send the Aquila back to base. 4k gold advantage for forZe, and... I mean, this was to be expected, I guess, from the Meepo draft. Naive, still just trying to farm up as best he can. You're going to go for this Maelstrom. Doesn't really want to be a factor at this point in the game. Kind of just hoping they can survive the incoming tide of the Meepo and find themselves a bit of respite afterwards. Seems to be the play here.
They haven't been able to close out the map. They haven't been able to deal with how much farm forwards need to truly be able to punish. And you can see smoke after smoke. Earthshaker now has the Blink Dagger jumping into
Echo
the
Slam
void.
coming down. There's the damage, and Naive is just dealt with in seconds, and they turn their attention towards Lil. He's not surviving either. That's going to be an easy double kill for 19 Teen as forZe just lay down the aggression. This is not what aggressive mode wants to be happening right now. Their Void cannot be the one dying in these rotations. Anybody but him. And unfortunately, they are now going to lose another tower. It starts mounting and mounting. The Aegis, now the gank onto their carry, now the tier 1, now the tier 2. It just keeps on ticking over. forZe, they are
How
gaining
do you
a
fight
lot.
them right now? You just
No, you
can't.
don't.
It's just so difficult. This Meepo pick, it really does put aggressive mode on a timer pretty much. It's that early game timer. We have to shut him out. If we don't shut him out, he's going to be able to do whatever he wants. And even if Meepo plays split across the map, you're going to have to bring so many heroes to kill him. Like, you're going to have to bring at least either Batrider, Furion, and like it's just so many heroes needed to even get a kill on this Meepo at this point. Paired with the fact that you have a Vladzor behind and then Fissure.
Sunlight's managed to find his Blink Dagger. He
Okay.
blasted through the jungle there, just trying to get it as quickly as possible in case they went for the high
Sure.
ground attempt.
Yep.
They didn't, but they still might look for something here. They've got the Chrono, they've got the Blink Lasso, along with the Boots of Travels. This Batrider could cause some damage. Of course, you've got to remember that Venge is in the game. She has that swap, so she could be the ace in the hole from forZe to stop this from really being a factor. It looks like aggressive mode really not super confident going for the...
But picking off
Gibkey,
the
what the... Oh, up in the top
Fury
lane.
on top, yeah.
But now, yeah, I mean, in another game, you'd expect aggressive mode to have been already down trying to get this one. The moment that Furion gets jumped, you know, that's their signal. That's their time to go. There's 2 heroes missing. It's fight time, but they seem so hesitant in the second game here. It's definitely not the aggressive mode we saw from the WePlay event.
No, I think if we just focus on the series, the first game was a execution of how, with elements of your draft being somewhat better, you can really exploit that. And in this game, aggressive mode, their draft isn't as isn't as strong, isn't as kind of just simple as you would think. So they have to rely on execution, map presence, vision, and all these aspects to be able to execute their draft. And they haven't been able to do that in the first 15 minutes, which means the easier draft will have a better showing in the mid game. As you can see, Meepo just moving around the map,
What
getting
the
kill after
hell?
kill.
Jesus.
They're
I mean,
trying
I
their
was-
best to try and push out lanes, but they can't.
I was looking at bottom and look at Vansker actually swapping Chu out so that he can get the magic missile, stun him himself, and set up for the kill for 19-teen. This is just becoming a slightly bit of a meat grinder here. And unfortunately, aggressive mode are the beef right now, being made into some lovely Lincolnshire sausages to be eaten with some mashed potato and gravy.
Okay. That's a nice analogy. It's making me hungry. I am pretty hungry, but it's fine.
Game on aggressive mode. Let's see. Well, I mean, to be honest, we don't really want to see action from them anyway. I'm saying, like, yeah, let's see some plays, let's go for some smokes, but honestly, I just want to see them playing the map a bit more. But that's been really, really hard with the Meepo being everywhere at once, constantly finding the pickoffs.
Yep.
The people who are dying are the ones who are trying to play the map.
Yeah, they're trying to keep lanes pushed out, which I think is respectable, but in reality, it's kind of like the last-ditched attempt of trying to get the game back in their favor. When you look at the itemization right now, you've got Rubik trying to go for an Atos. That's not going to do anything. Ench has nothing. The Furin has an Orchid, which in reality is going to do nothing in these fights, I think. So it's a big struggle. I think the best move they can make is force the team bottom and then try and play off one of their wards. Looking at the mini-map, we've got a deep ward at the top outpost from Dire side, or even the defensive ward on the bottom side of the map as well. We've got 2 of them. So trying to move Radiant across the map and then pick off any stragglers. I think that's the easiest way for them to try and get some kills in this game. But in reality, forZe will just be grouping up, probably waiting for the next Roshan that may respawn in 2.5 minutes. And at that point, it's very much a forZe game to lose or to win.
And now, look where we are. We've got an infested Earthshaker with a Blink Dagger, Gibkey. He's got himself a full IF Skadi finished off on top of the Ethereal Blade.
This could be a very dangerous smoke.
God, they're running into aggressive mode though. The Echo Slam's going to come down. They're going to immediately try and take down Lil. They will be able to do so. Lil does have buyback if they want to take the fight, but it looks like aggressive mode are pressing the brakes a little bit here. BZZ jumping forwards. He can drop the call. He actually manages to get on the faces Void. Void going to try and snap it as quickly as possible and make his way up onto the high ground, but he's going to get disarmed here, so not much he can do with a beautiful net. Holding the 2 of them still. They're going to have to drop the Chrono just to keep themselves alive more than anything. They are doing decent damage. They're going to be able to bring down the Venge, but now the faces Void. The moment the Chrono ends, he gets rooted up. Can't get the time walk away and just gets killed so simply. I mean, it just looks easy. 19-teen gonna run himself back. Gibkey's being pinged out, but I don't really know what they plan on doing here. Maybe they can jump on top of him with the Batrider, but then what? He's gonna turn around and kill you, I believe. 19-teen getting up to the high ground as well. They are being cautious here, forZe. They don't want to get carried away, and they go for the retreat. Meanwhile, we got a pause and a disconnect on the side of aggressive mode, as it looks like we have lost Spartan temporarily. I really don't know what aggressive mode do from here on out, though. I think it's still just a waiting game. Just see if you can force forZe into mistakes. Keep playing this map. Keep trying to split things up. Don't let them get too much of a tight grip around your team that you can't leave the base and you just got to wait for them to finish. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty tough bet, isn't it, T?
That was probably one of the best engagements, though, from aggressive mode, where forZe, they used the Echo Slam to kill the Rubik at the steps area to the north of the bounty rune, but it's like they use that ward to get that sliver vision, instantly kill Rubik, and after that point they're then going on the chase, and from the chase they have to dive so deep, which eventually, yeah, Void can get the chrono out. You do get 2 kills on forZe. You utilize the Rubik buyback, but overall, it's like if the best fight you're able to take, you have to use a Rubik buyback, and they're chasing you, only slamming a single hero. It does mean the next fight's gonna be so much scarier because you'd expect the next fight to be a little bit cleaner, a little bit more vision orientated, not just a don't worry guys, I just run at them. We're so strong, you know. So I think sure the fight looks pretty okay, but in reality, yeah, it's a spooky situation. Like gold wise, forZe obviously went ahead in gold because obviously the buyback. XP pretty even, so yeah, very spooky position to be in for aggressive mode. But they put themselves in this position. They drafted a laning phase orientated lineup that wasn't able to play the laning phase. Pushing out the waves is going to be a critical aspect for the next 4 to 5 minutes. I think a nice position for aggressive mode to take another fight will be if the Void can get BKB. It means you can at least man up a little bit, but in reality, if you get jumped by a Shaker or a Slam, obviously you can't BKB. If you get jumped by a Meepo, sure you can chrono him, but if he gets the E-Blade off beforehand, it makes it awkward. Yeah, I think overall, quite a rough position.
To be fair, even if you chrono the Meepo, he's not dying. He's way too tanky right now, and Sunlight's going to get on top, be able to get the lasso off, so this should be a kill for aggressive mode here. They've even got the clumsy net, although... Ooh. Puck? No, he doesn't blink in the way he's facing, so he's going to go down.
And that's where the value of the Orchid comes in. I said before that the Orchid's not going to do anything, because the expectation was forZe would only take team fights from here on out. If they are to continue playing the map quite loose, quite open, then the value of the Orchid goes up exponentially. So I think this is another alternative way for aggressive mode to keep themselves win this game. Play for the pickoffs, play for the fact that they need items. And if they get enough items, then they might be able to come back into team fights. But right now, team fights aren't their friend, pickoffs are.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Echo Slam down in the bottom lane once again, laying the damage down onto Skylark. It's an easy pickoff. It's a quick pickoff. And see you later. Once again, getting punished for the split push. I mean, it's kind of okay-ish dying down here. You know, it's pretty deep. He kind of half expects this to happen. And that means no Echo Slam for a while, which is definitely going to give them the space they need to kind of continue to exist in this game, aggressive mode. And that's all they're looking for right now, to be honest. They're not looking to affect forZe's 9k gold advantage. They are looking to kind of just stabilize and then maybe find something a little bit later on.
The important thing is the Roshan is spawning within the next 30 seconds. We've got BKB up on Void. Maybe, as you can see here, going for that smoke, looking for a fight. But before they get into the Roshan, we have to value the vision right now. forZe has a ward outside of the pit. Aggressive mode moving in, they don't actually have any wards on their heroes. Okay, they got one ward and sentry from Spartan, most likely placing it on this hill.
Yep, key, they might see him, lasso comes out, they need the damage though, and they need it now. The Void alone is not going to be enough, and he's actually getting beaten down. No, he's getting low. He's all spot the BKB and the Chrono Spear to try and finish off Gibkey. Will they be able to do it? They will. Skylark gets him. The Silence Stick comes in, pretty huge to amplify the damage coming into him. Now BZZ also being silenced up, but he's going to get swapped out to safety, at least for now, and they turn the aggression over towards Nature's Prophet. The Void can't contribute anything more to this fight because he's so low on HP, he's just got to get away. Skylark trying to do the same thing with the TP out, though the swap is going to cancel it. The right click from 19 Teen. And that is, yeah, Nature's Prophet down. They going into Roche without him?
The real question is,
not sure they can do this. No.
You committed so much to kill the Meepo that now when Meepo respawns, that should be a free Roshan. You're not going to have Lasso up. You're not going to have Chrono up. It's going to be very spooky. I think forZe, they don't really care about this pickoff. So moving straight into Roshan, get the Aegis, this is going to be some high ground pressure. What can aggressive mode do within the next 1 minute, 1 minute 20 of forZe being very much focused upon Roshan, as long as they don't get picked off?
Yeah, you can see forZe kind of looking around, poking back. They know exactly what part of the map aggressive mode are going to be playing right now, and they're trying to take advantage of it, but they don't find anything. forZe now with their Meepo heading back towards Roshan's pit. Gibkey might even find Sunlight here if he's not careful, but luckily Sunlight is careful. Is he?
Ooh,
bloody hell. He's
was careful.
Ooh.
Many nets be thrown.
Yeah, scraping, skimming his butt there, but not
as
going
expected,
in.
Straight into Roshan.
Wait,
use your big spells, you unlock the objective for Radiant.
Mm-hmm.
And this Furin, he's trying to push out, but he's so scared. He knows that he died in this position before. He should expect them to go Roshan, but he still can't stand it. They can do Roshan without the Shaker, without the pop. So Skylark are valuing or respecting the pick-off potential from forZe, but it just means you have so much less impact on the split push.
This guy's like, I wanna. He's even got the trees positioned in the, in the trees. The trees in the trees.
Nice positioning. And they're the
Just
ones
to
with
make
low
sure no one's
cooldown.
TP. But he's still not attacking the tower with right clicks, though, which I think is surprising.
No, he can't. No, he can't. He can't. Showing in lanes is the worst thing you can do at this part of the game. It allows for forZe to just kind of understand the map play. Especially if you show bottom, you would expect maybe heroes to play behind the Furin as well, because the Furin could act as like a meat shield.
The bait, yeah.
At this point. Oh, okay, we got the orbital destruction. Might
That's
help.
something Gibkey's seen here, but not any reaction. Meanwhile, Lil gets jumped on the high ground.
Oh, poor man. He's
I
trying
don't
his
think.
best.
I mean, that was an Aegis meepo, so nothing Naive could have done there, other than Chrono here, maybe take away his Aegis, and then they just run high ground at you. So, but actually, to be honest, that's happening anyway. Gibkey's on the high ground. Oh, they found a repair kit. Whoa! Look at that! Jeez,
Watch out!
It's over 600 health. Oh my god, it's gonna hit 700. Oh no! Oh, it's dead.
Honestly.
Repair kit, yay. Oh, they're going to go in with the lasso onto the vent. This is their opening, but unfortunately the Batrider is the one who's going to die straight away, and Spun heading to the grave along with him. That's 2 heroes dead, but a buyback from Sunlight going to give them the opportunity to go for something here. It's a target going to be the Lifestealer. I'm not really too sure. I mean, they're doing a decent amount of damage to him. They're going to drop the Chrono as well, but the immediate net comes down. Can he attack him? Well, he's going to get the Venge instead. Not an ideal target. Now the Echo Slam comes down and the backlines, bringing down the Void instantaneously. He's dead for 60 seconds. Does have the buyback, but with the Batrider going down as well, the game is over. The GGs are called. We're going to game 3.
Okay, yeah. forZe just really showing that when they get last pick and they can solve their draft with 1 pick. Like, I think, let's be honest here, both of these games have been dictated by the last pick from both teams. I think the Kunkka pick in the first game enabled their draft so much that they just crushed the game. In this game, forZe used last pick, got the Meepo, it unlocked their game and solved all the problems that they had. And overall, when they have a good laning phase, these teams are both able to control the game. I think we can respect that. But we haven't seen yet the ability to at least put on a showing on how can we come back into the game. In the first game, it was just forZe. They just never had the presence within the game. And in this game, aggressive mode just didn't even have the heroes or the damage. So props to forZe with their solid game too, but I want to see the adaptation to less reliance on this ultimate last pick and more like a stronger laning phase coming out from these teams. The post laning phase mid game moves.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it seems like the team which is behind are really struggling to find the confidence, find the, it's hard as well, when you're behind, when you're against this terrifying godlike Meepo, who's like, I mean, let's have a look at the player net worth graph and see just how far ahead he is at any given stage of the game. But I mean, just look at this guy. Don't touch the plebs, he's saying, as he's sailing above everybody else. And it's so hard to try and make a play on someone like that. You know that if you're not able to kill them in about 5 seconds flat, everyone else is going to be TPing, and then you got the swap, then you got the Echo Slam. So much response, so much team fight from forZe just allows them to play around this Meepo. And
even if you kill him, it's so early in the game that he's got quite a decent enough cooldown to pair against the Chrono. Like, they kill him top, he respawns, goes straight into Roshan. Like, that's such a clear timing for the forZe. Like, to be honest, that position and playing in that area is actually pretty smart from forZe, because you know that Roshan's a big factor. You know that aggressive mode have timed it. So allowing your Meepo to be the one to die there, sure, it's fine, he's one of the tankiest ones, but it's his respawn time. It's his ability to then instantly get Roshan for free that pretty much seals it away for forZe in their ability to win this game.
Yep, absolutely. Alrighty then, Crusade forward we shall, as we have forZe taking the second game. Therefore, we will be going to all 3 games. And I'm glad we saw forZe coming back and bringing something new to the table behind this Meepo and Gibkey. But overall, a pretty solid gameplay from them. 19 teams showing pretty nicely on this Lifestealer as well. So, game number 3. I'm not sure who's going to take it. I think I still prefer aggressive mode a little bit, just because they seem to play like in a standard game. I think aggressive modes feel a little bit better. It's always hard to bet on the team which managed to get this slightly more kind of catch out 10th pick, and you can't really rely on that over a series. But
maybe we'll see. I think it's debatable though. It's all about. I think these 2 teams are somewhat equal in terms of their play style and gameplay, where it's all about the draft. I think whoever comes ahead in the draft will be able to execute based on them knowing that they're ahead due to the draft.
Yeah.
So I think if the drafts are even, then of course the game will go on for a very long time. But at this point, with how close these teams are in skill, they're so reliant on having that extra pick, that extra ability. Because again, like we already said, when they're behind, they seem to struggle in their ability to come back, be it due to their lack of pick off in their picks, or be it due to them just having no place to farm within the map. But yeah, draft's imperative for these two teams.
Alrighty, Dota fans, you're going to have to bear with us for a little bit longer as we have a quick break, and then we're going to get back into the series. forZe Esports versus Aggressive Mode, game number 3, going to be coming up as soon as possible. My name's Nomad, his name's been TeaGuvnor, and we'll catch you after the break for the final game of the day here in the Parimatch League Season 2.